Like, share, and subscribe to this channel as I continue to provide with trusted information for you to make decisions. I want to deal with a matter that is topical and what should I say? I would use another word, but I will not go that far, that extreme. I want to actually use topical and devastating, which is, I'm going to actually title my presentation here Politricks in Jamaica, the salary increase saga. When an individual pays someone or a group or a body $1 billion to do a research, that research company, entity, organization, irrespective of who it is, including possibly a spiritual being, is likely to be corrupt and give the handler a justification that he or she is actually right, which means that it is justified to give a salary increase. But what is happening in Jamaica now, why what has become a saga, is that the politicians are saying that the civil servants got an increase. And because the civil servants got an increase, they should get an increase. Wow. I did not know that that is how you get an increase in life. So should the other persons tie themselves down to civil servants get an increase as well? Should the entire society actually ask that they be given an increase? No, when the civil servants get an increase, and rightfully so, civil servants are a critical part of the government structure to execute its mandate. And civil servants have been working for years and they have been lowly paid. So, rightfully, they are entitled or should be given a salary increase. And I would actually go as far as to say a mammoth salary increase to justify what they have been doing over the years. No, can the society actually economically sustain that? That may be another matter. Or, in other words, can we give them a salary increase without increasing taxes or reducing providing particular services in the society? That is something that we ought to need to actually address to determine what salary increase they should be given. But no politician in Jamaica currently should be given a salary increase because they have not justified any performance that would warrant them to get a salary increase. And when you're going to say to me that you're going to have to pay politicians more for future persons to come into politics, that is a saga in it and of itself. Because no profession in the world pay people with the intention of future involvement or engagement in activities or work. No, if you look at it from an economic perspective, economics as established that to determine salary, one should actually use the marginal productivity times the price to give you the marginal value, marginal revenue of the contribution that the person is making to determine a salary. Now, what the politicians are contributing to Jamaica, apart from the squabble that they do in Parliament and actually belittling each other and using derogatory terms at will to each other, does not tantamount to productivity or high productivity. A matter of fact, we're accustomed to seeing that on the roads with women and men, and therefore, that in itself is another saga for another time for discussion. So there is no contribution for politicians times a price that would warrant them to get any increase in excess of below the inflation rate or marginally above the inflation rate. Now, when one examine what is it that they have justified to give themselves, one understand how it is that the people of Jamaica have been injected to be sterile in terms of thinking to the point where we would allow these guys to do what they are doing. We have been sterile in terms of thinking, and possibly a part of the reason why a number of you have been sterile, or a number of us have been sterile, is because of that injection. I'm forwarding that the injection that many of us got have made us lethargic and sterile in terms of thinking to the point where we cannot see that what the politicians are doing is an heinous act against humanity and the people of Jamaica. Where we are as a society, we cannot have this saga continue. There can be no justification of a more than 100% or 300% increase in salaries from the Governor General to a councillor in Jamaica. None whatsoever. There's no contribution that none of those individuals, as MPs, including the Governor General, warrants to get an increase in salary of those high values. In itself, what is going on in Jamaica, all the arguments that are forwarded, is actually creating more saga. And the more the sagas are created, only few of us are putting to the people that this saga must be addressed by them, us. Not only that, as I said before, are we sterile by the injection that we have got to the point that politicians now can take anything that they want and you are held hostage? Is that where we are? Will they continue to do more things like these because we are sterile beings and they know fully well that they can get away with anything that they do? What is happening in Jamaica is the highest level of politricks because the people have been sterile by a system for years to accept mediocrity as performance. And people are paid higher in Jamaica for mediocrity than for performance. What do you say about what I have to forward or what I have forward? Like, share, and subscribe. Let's have a discussion on the matter. Bash me, say anything that you want to say, but let's do it in a professional, holistic manner. Have an awesome day.